Hello everybody and welcome back to Full House Sports here, myself Charlie. And before the video starts, please like, comment and subscribe. Anything you guys do is greatly appreciated as I try to become a one-man sports news bandwagon. Now, tonight the Super League starts in Rugby League in England. I think by the time I put this video out, we'll probably know the result of York Knights and Hull KR. I won't lie to you. But hopefully I'll be able to get it out just in time. But it is a season, I think, that is really important for a variety of factors that I will go through in this video. I think for starters, I think rugby league fans in this country have had a bit of a winter of soul searching, to be honest with you. You know, I went to the Ashes test. A lot of us went to the Ashes test full of hope. And we came away, I think, rather disappointed. Just sheer gulfing class between ourselves and Australia was there for all of us to see. We've also lost some real bastions of rugby league. You know, Salford Red Devils, although reincarnated, we saw the mess that they got themselves into. And Featherstone Rovers as well deserve a shout-out for them, who unfortunately, those fans lost their club as well over the winter. Halifax just today went into liquidation. Rugby league in this country feels a little bit under threat. And not going to lie to you, I think that's one of the reasons why this season is really important. Because it has expanded, of course. The Super League is up. We've introduced Bradford Bulls back. Whether that's correct or not, I don't know. I did attend their Challenge Cup fixture on Sunday against the London Broncos. That famous travelling support wasn't quite there. There's also Toulouse back, hoping to become another French representative like Catalan Dragons, who really are trying to build the sport back up in France. And it's got the potential, I think, to become really popular in France. That's something that I've spoke about on videos before, where I speak about NRL Europe, if the NFL will get involved in Europe, and what Super League's long-term growth strategy should be. And also York, which I think is a very interesting introduction into the league because, again, trying to expand out of the heartlands. You look at York, there's not a football league club there. Now, yes, York City are, I think, in the National League these days. So I've got the potential to be, but there's a real potential, I think, to grow the game in that city. And it's a very lovely city. People will want to go there. Fans alike, away and home. Beautiful city, York. I've had the fortune of been there many a times. And I think it's got the real potential, rugby league, to grow in that city. It's a season that I think will be interesting for another reason, which is, could there be some auditions for the England coaching job? Another reason I think a lot of us were soul-searching is England at the minute in a World Cup year are coachless. Now, Willie Peters, coach of the all-conquering Hull KR side, has put himself forward for the role. He seems to be talking a good game, actually, and very interested. But I think a lot of that will depend on how Hull KR do this year. They have extended Mikey Lewis's contract, but Warrea Hargreaves, amongst others, retired at the end of the season. They have kept the spine of that treble winning side, but hopefully we will see more of the same from his side if he does want to be the England manager, or coach, I should say, And I think that is an important factor as well to talk about, is it is a World Cup year. There'll be plenty of players playing who will want to audition, want to get themselves back for that, or onto that plane for Australia later in the year. We know for a fact, like I say, that in the internationals, in the Ashes, it was pretty dominant from Australia. I think it's fair to say there's a lot of rugby league fans who I think felt afterwards there were certain players who perhaps walked away not with pass marks, and there'll be others looking in them positions and going, yeah, I fancy my chances there. As for what I'm looking forward to most on the pitch, I think, again, I'm expecting Hull KR to be there. Paul Rowley back in charge at St Helens. Listen, St Helens rarely go long without success, and I think him being the new head coach, he's going to want to bring a new attacking style of play. He spoke about wanting to, I think, free them or let the shackles off, which I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I feel we'll see it in full flow, or hopefully see it in full flow. Could it be their year? Every year's their year, but could Sam Burgess finally get himself and Warrington new addition, to the trophy cabinet? It'll be interesting. Again, one thing I'm going to talk about is their attendance. I think their attendance for this week's game is very, very good, and that is something that we want to see more of. We want to get more fans into games. Like I say, I myself, a rugby league fan living in the Midlands, I know I'm going to have to go up north to go and watch it. But do you know what? If tickets are reasonably priced, it does become a much more appealing option to a lot of people. So hopefully we can see attendances grow. And also Sky Sports are showing every game live, which is, again, another important factor. That exposure that we so desperately want in rugby league is definitely something that like I say, is vital. Predictions, I think it's very early for prediction. I am struggling to look past Hull KR again, but I wonder how big those retirements could be. I mean, again, I don't want to be boring, but I do fancy against St Helens to maybe get to the grand final. I think Warrington could have a good year. Wigan, it'll be very interesting to see how they perform. I expect them to be up there as well. Many of the usual suspects, as you say, but I think it's a very interesting season for as much as what's going on off the field as what's going on the field. Now, that isn't always a good sign, but I think it will be this season. It's an entertaining one. And I hope that these three new sides, especially York, I think that's a really prominent one that could be a real growth area for rugby league. Bradford as well being back brings in those old school rivalries that I grew up as a kid watching, Leeds, Bradford, etc., etc. That is games that will be marked firmly in the calendar. Another bright thing, just to finish it off, is we've got rid of those pointless poxy loop fixtures, which is an absolute win-win for me because I never got the point in them and they're an absolute just drain on the schedule. So thankfully, they have gone. So all in all, plenty of positives. Some questions, maybe a couple of negatives. But hopefully it is a good season because I think English Rugby League needs exactly that. As always, guys, let us know what you think. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Anything you guys do is greatly appreciated. Subscribe, become One Man Sports News bandwagon. As always, have a great day.